My name is Cheryl for those of you who are just getting to know me, and I'm very passionate about living vibrantly well, and I want you to be living vibrantly well too, because we can. We have the opportunity to do that, and Holistic Diabetes Solutions is all about sharing those things that elevate us, that help us normalize our blood sugar levels and go from high A1Cs to healthy, normal A1Cs. So that's what we're all about here at Holistic Diabetes Solutions, taking the best of what's in all of our good and looking at how the natural things can help us live into a great future and a complication-free future, and help us to manage them if we already have them. But we don't even need to go there. So I'm the founder here of Holistic Diabetes Solutions, and I welcome your questions all the time, and I like you to be interactive. So every Tuesday, for those of you who don't know, we have a Trivia Tuesday question. And we put that out to you, and we want you to play and have fun with it, because that helps the learning process too. But also, on Wellness Wednesdays, we actually answer and do a mini coaching lesson. So let's get started. In Canada, we celebrate Thanksgiving, and that's coming up just in a couple of days. And in the States, it's happening next month, and there's different places around the world as well. So with that, our trivia question was really all about gratitude, and really all about what is Thanksgiving all about in our wonderful tradition. So first and foremost, the reason we come together at Thanksgiving is because we're thankful. We're thankful for so many blessings in our lives for the past year. Here in the comments, please let me know what you're most grateful for. And things that we're most grateful for they can seem like small things, but actually those small things can be very big things. So most people in North America look at Thanksgiving as football, food, and family. So if you're one of those sports fans, give me a yes too. So today's question is all about, being grateful and looking at if you think being grateful affects your overall health and wellness, and especially if you have diabetes. So I'd love to hear some of your comments. Do you think that this is something that affects diabetes and your blood sugar levels? Or do you think that it doesn't have anything to do with it? So I was reading some comments earlier, and I saw one that was saying, heck yes. And you know what? The answer is yes. I guess my question to you is, how does gratitude feel for you? Gratitude is a feeling of happiness. It comes from appreciating the things that we have, because it allows us to see that the things that we don't want, we really don't want. And it's really, and some people just have a very high level of compassion, and others are developing that along the way. Gratitude is one of those things that can help you with all of those things. So you can be grateful towards anything. It can be a cause that you appreciate. It can be, sorry about that, it can be also towards a particular person, a particular thing. So the thing is how often do we express gratitude? How often do we let people know what we're thankful for? So being grateful is extending your generosity, and not just to others, but also for yourself. So just 2 weeks ago, I was on the phone talking to a friend. I was going through Tim Hortons. I was getting a tea, and this poor truck, I could see a very polite person was sitting in the truck, and no one would let that person in the line. And the curb appeal of this Tim Hortons wasn't the best. So anyways, there's not a fire somewhere. No one's in the biggest hurry in the world, but there were a lot of cars. So I let this truck in front of me. And, they weren't trying to wedge their way in. They were sitting there waiting for an opportunity, and you could get that sense. So I let the person in front of me. And so I get up to, I don't know who they are, big truck. And I get up to Tim Hortons, and I place my order, and they said, we're not taking any money from you. The truck in front of you paid for your order. And so the truck was actually waiting to the side up in front. And so I pulled over, and I just went like this. And I said, thank you so much. And they said, no, thank you. They were from another country. They didn't speak English very well, but they were so grateful. Their face gestures, their hand gestures, just that positive vibe. So something as small as that is really a big deal. So according to Christina Massey, she's a licensed clinical psychologist at the Massachusetts General Hospital. There's been some research done. She's PhD there. There's been research done that shows the positive psychological states that gratitude associates with our health. Recently, actually a couple weeks ago, I did a presentation that some of you might be familiar with if you watched for the Euroscience Con Diabetes and Endocrinology World Conference, and it was all about mindset and mind shift. And in there, and in some of the studies I was showing, it showed that gratitude and a positive mindset increase the adherence to health behaviors that are good for us. So in other words, having a positive attitude and effect helps us with wanting to move and exercise more. It helps us with making healthier choices for what we're putting in our systems and how we're fueling our bodies with food. And it helps to boost overall immune system function. It helps to lower blood pressure, and it does help to lower blood sugar. And overall, it helps to look at appreciation from within. Gratitude has also been found to really heighten self-esteem. And when we look at that, that lends itself to better self-care practices. And really, when you have diabetes, whether you have pre-diabetes, type 1 or type 2 diabetes, you need to really look at your best self-care practices. One of the greatest things that gratitude can do is really help increase not just our quality of sleep, but how long we sleep. So that's important too. Lots of great benefits there. So I wanted to share that with you. Now, you might be asking, how are some of the ways that you can identify gratitude in your day? And how can you acknowledge it and appreciate it? Don't know about you, but one of the books that made a very big difference for me in my life was The Secret, and the follow-up book, actually, The Power of the Secret. And I was starting to write gratitude journals. I did that for years. And now I do gratitudes, and I do make notes of them, but rather than making notes, I'm at a point in a space where I practice them, which is really great. So I want you to make whether it's a mental note, or if you grab a piece of paper and pen, or just write it in your phone with a reminder to yourself, what is one way that you can show gratitude and appreciation to yourself and to your health, having diabetes? And that may be as simple as giving yourself that really great cup of tea that you know is great for your system. It might be taking a break and resting for 15-20 minutes. It might mean to get up and move for 10 minutes, or do 15 squats in the day. Give your body the movement medicine that it needs to keep things circulating for you. So lots of ways that you can show yourself gratitude. And then the other question is, what are you going to do? And how do you want to make someone else feel that will in turn make you feel great to express gratitude? So I'd love you to put here in the comments the one thing that you're going to do for yourself to express gratitude for yourself and acknowledge self, and what's one thing that you're going to do for someone else. Recently, I actually hand-delivered flowers to a home to someone to let them know how grateful I was for their friendship. Another thing that I recently done is I just wrote out a very, very nice, very blingy card. It was blank, and I wrote a thank you and appreciation note in it to someone in my life who I know is going through a tough time. And I said, I appreciate you and just wanted you to know. Thanks for being you. So I want you to let me know here in the comments, what's one thing that you're going to do for someone else? If it's a smile, if it's holding the door open for somebody when they're walking through, if it's letting them in the line at Tim Hortons, let me know in the comments what you're doing, and let me know how it makes you feel. That'll be awesome. So I would like to make an announcement that our winner of the month for last month Wellness Wednesday participation was Carrie Cave. And Carrie and I are having coaching session in the next couple of days. So Carrie, congratulations. Looking forward to that. And I want you all to know that next month is Global Diabetes Month. How exciting is that? And there's a Global Diabetes Day on November 14th. So for those of you who don't know that, you do now. So I want you to know that we are planning a complimentary webinar that we're going to invite you all to. We're going to give you priority notice over anyone else and before it goes out through the waves. So we want you to be able to pre-register for that. So check in here for links, check in here for announcements, because that's coming up, because we really want to celebrate and bring awareness in the month of November. So I want you to put all your great ideas in here. I want you to share how you're going to practice gratitude and how it makes you feel. So stay tuned. Seats are going to be limited for our free webinar, so make sure that you check in. And if you're not on our email list, reach us at info@holisticdiabetessolutions.com and let us know so that you can get all the latest news and the greatest downloads. So we'll see you on the inside. Over and out. Happy Thanksgiving to our Canadians. And hey, another question. If you have a great recipe that you want to share that is healthy and friendly, we want to see it right here on Holistic Diabetes Solutions to share that with everyone. Okay, guys. Over and out for real.